Join me as I dare to explore Balete Drive at night to find out if the White Lady is a real ghost or just a spooky legend. In the heart of Quezon City, there's a legendary figure that has been fascinating Filipinos for decades, the White Lady of Balete Drive. According to folklore, this ghostly apparition is said to haunt a specific stretch of road, where she's often spotted by motorists, pedestrians, and thrill-seekers alike. But where did this legend come from? The story goes that the White Lady was once a beautiful young woman named Maria, who died in a car crash on Balete Drive back in the 1950s. Since then, her restless spirit has been said to roam the area, seeking justice or trying to find her way to the afterlife. When you think about it, ghost stories can be both thrilling and thought-provoking. But let's be honest. How many of these tales are actually based on fact, and how many are just mere myth? I mean, we've all heard stories about haunted mansions, abandoned asylums, and creepy forests, but can we really separate fact from fiction? The thing is, our brains are wired to respond to stories that trigger our emotions and spark our imagination, which can sometimes lead us to believe in things that may not be entirely true. And that's exactly the problem with ghost stories. They often rely on hearsay, speculation, and unverifiable accounts. In the case of the White Lady, there are so many different versions of her story, it's hard to know what's real and what's just a product of our collective imagination. So, is the White Lady a real ghost, or is she just a myth created to add some spice to our urban legends? To get to the bottom of this, we need to examine the evidence, talk to eyewitnesses, and explore the historical context of Balete Drive. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of people claiming to have seen the White Lady, from drivers who've spotted her on the side of the road to pedestrians who've encountered her on their way home from work. Some have even described her as a beautiful woman in a white dress, while others have seen her as a more ominous figure, with glowing eyes and a malevolent presence. But what's really interesting is that many of these sightings have been reported by people who were not even familiar with the legend of the White Lady beforehand. In fact, some of the most compelling accounts come from people who've lived in the area for years and have seen the White Lady with their own eyes. One such story comes from a local tricycle driver who claims to have seen the White Lady on multiple occasions, often around midnight. According to him, she's a tall, imposing figure with long hair and a white dress that seems to glow in the dark. But what's really interesting is that he's not the only one who's seen her. Several other drivers have come forward with similar stories, describing the White Lady as a real and palpable presence. One of the most intriguing aspects of the White Lady is her connection to the history of Balete Drive itself. You see, back in the 1950s, this road was actually a popular spot for lovers to take romantic drives, hence the abundance of romantic restaurants and scenic viewpoints. But as the years went by, the area became increasingly notorious for its high crime rate, and the White Lady's legend grew as a cautionary tale to ward off would-be criminals. And that's when things get really interesting. Did the White Lady actually exist? Or was she just a convenient excuse to explain the strange occurrences in the area? One story that really caught my attention was from a group of friends who claimed to have seen the White Lady up close. According to them, they were driving home from a party one night when they saw a woman in a white dress standing on the side of the road. At first, they thought it was just a pedestrian, but as they got closer, they realized it was the White Lady herself. What's really interesting is that their car's headlights seemed to have no effect on her, and she just vanished into thin air as they drove past. As I've delved deeper into the mystery of the White Lady, I've realized that the truth is far more complicated than just a simple yes or no. It's a blend of folklore, personal accounts, and historical context that all come together to create this enigmatic figure. And even though we may never know the truth for sure, the search for answers is what makes this legend so fascinating. So what do you think? Is the White Lady a real ghost, or just a product of our collective imagination? Let me know in the comments below, and if you have any personal experiences or sightings of the White Lady, I'd love to hear them. And if you're interested in exploring more urban legends from the Philippines, be sure to check out my next video, where I'll be diving into another spooky tale that'll send chills down your spine.